Hi everybody, welcome back. It's been a little while since I've done a renovation update, so this is very much just a vlog update video today. There's various things I'm about to show you which I will break down into individual videos, so if you have any specific questions about anything that I show you, please post them in the comments below and I'll make sure I try and answer them when I put together those videos. But exciting times. I've talked a lot about our kitchen so far this year. There was one thing that was holding us back from finishing the kitchen, and we've now done that, and that's also led to the developments that we've done and made outside as well. And the thing was this bifold door here. So basically there was a bit of a misunderstanding with the door, and unfortunately it wasn't made to quite the right size, and that meant that if we'd carried on without making any adjustments, then we wouldn't have had the level access that we wanted from the kitchen to the decking outside, and that was really important to us. So as much of a pain as it was, we decided in the end to raise the lintel and raise the door, and now that's given us that perfect level so we can do the floor in the kitchen, carry on and finish the kitchen, and we've also been able to lay our deck. So it's been brilliant. We were really focusing on the kitchen, but once we'd got this bifold door moved into the right place, we thought before summer was out, it was a great opportunity to get the deck laid and enjoy the space, because it was actually quite torturous having this door here and just having a big drop outside and not being able to get out there. So we've done that. It's amazing. It's really transformed the way we use the space, our lives already. It's been fantastic. But I also wanted to mention one thing about this door. It's not all bad news, because this was basically a bog standard door from our local window company. Once we'd ordered it, I started to have reservations that maybe I should have gone for something a bit more upmarket, but I felt that this was appropriate for the house. We also had a restricted budget at the time. But I've actually been really pleasantly surprised by this, because we've opened it, we've had it open every day that it's been warm. It's really quick and easy to open. I think it looks absolutely fine. It fits in well with the house. It's not clunky. I had a reservation that maybe it would be difficult to open and we wouldn't open it. It sits nicely to the side. It doesn't really interfere with the space too much. So it's great. So let me show you and then I'll give you the tour of the other progress. So it's a really simple bifold door. It's got the 3 panels. Initially you just open this one here, make sure it goes all the way back. And then there's a magnet that just holds it back at the top, and then you just have to click this open and push this bit out here, and then you just fold it up. So it literally takes a couple of seconds and tucks away nicely there to the side, so like I said, it doesn't really interfere with the space. Okay, so this is the level access that I keep talking about that we've finally achieved by moving our bifold doors. And this is a piece of flooring. We're going to basically go for something like this. I've talked about this in my other videos, but it's the vinyl floor, the luxury vinyl tile. So this is going to sit up to the edge here. This is obviously the bifold door itself, and that brings you out as level as we can get with the decking that we've now laid. Now, if we hadn't moved the lintel, what we would have had was a step over or a drop down basically to the floor, which just wouldn't have been so great. A lot of people end up with it because there's a misunderstanding during the build process, and I know it's something that bugs a lot of people afterwards, so it is worth getting right. But as our case proves, sometimes it is quite a lot of hard work to actually achieve this. So that brings us out to the decking itself, and we've gone for this composite decking from Smartboard. Now, we had a last minute waver about this because it is quite a lot more expensive than timber decking, but the reality of it is that once it's laid, you don't have to spend a lot of money on maintaining it. Basically, it doesn't require regular painting. You don't end up with splinters and problems like that you can get with timber decking. It's pretty much lay it, just wash it now and again, and it's done. And this is Smartboard, and we've used, you can see if you go close up onto these, that we also use the Smartboard screws to fix it down so you can barely see them, so you get a really nice finish with it. And I really didn't like composite decking a few years ago, but I think it's really come on now, and actually I think it looks as good as wood myself. Let me know what you think, comment down below and tell me what you think of this. So some of the things we had to think about when we built the deck were basically, this is built on a frame, so underneath this we've got storage space, so we had to think about waterproofing it, and we put a pond lining down underneath the decking itself to keep the water out from the storage space underneath. At the moment that's just got some paints and odds and sods of building material, but eventually hopefully we'll be able to put lawnmowers, bikes and so on under there. One of the exciting things about having the deck finished is we can now access the outside from our lounge as well as our kitchen, and that joins this all up as one space, which the kids obviously absolutely love running around in circles, because for some reason kids love doing that, right? So that's that little bit there, and then the planter. Now I think this is going to be an ongoing project, but when we built the frame for the deck, we also built another wall along the side, which has given us this planter space, and there's loads of room to fill that up there. We've got this bamboo that I've just put along here for the moment for a bit of privacy. It's not amazing, it was just something for now, but we're going for a bit of a tropical theme with the planter. So we've got these grasses, some of them we actually found in the garden, some of them we've got from garden centres and so on. The passion flower we're hoping is going to grow along the corner, give us a nice kind of corner bit there. And then we've got these crazy bamboo banana plants. Sorry, I don't know what you think of these. I'm a bit worried they're going to get too big, but I do think they're amazing. They just keep unfurling from the centre. They're really quite amazing to watch. We've got a smaller one down here, so they are fab, but I'm not sure how fast they're going to grow and whether or not realistically they're going to be too much of a tree and they're going to have to perhaps sadly move somewhere else in the garden. But at the moment they really make the space and they're pretty exciting. Now we needed some balustrade because this is quite a high deck, so otherwise people would have been falling off the side, which wouldn't have been a great day. So we actually had some balustrade originally for the patio that was here, and we had got that from Wix, but they don't do exactly the same one anymore. But they do still do these inserts. So we've used the inserts from the original patio, and then we had to replace the wood and make it all fit, and it was actually a bit of a faff. In the end we found the best wood was from Lawson's. We needed something quite substantial, and obviously we need this to be quite reliable because it's a reasonable drop if it's not. So all that remains to do here is to match this in with the decking. Now I took some wood to Brewers and asked whether or not they could do a colour match, and they said it's actually quite difficult with something like that. They don't often get the best colour match, so we had a look to see if there was anything already on the market that would do, and found this one, which is Saddle-in one, a super deck satin it's called, and this is actually volcanic ash, and pretty much we painted this, and I'll just show you, this is only one coat but it gives you a fairly good match to the deck, so that'll do us. So yeah, that's a little job for the weekend. Steps were another tricky part when we were working out and configuring all of this, which way to actually have them, but we decided to run them this way, adjacent to the garden, so they didn't protrude too much into the garden in the end. I think it works quite nicely. We just need to finish these by actually putting decking on top of these as well, so that's another job for the weekend. But you don't have to come down the steps, of course, because there is a much better alternative, which is the way all the cool people go. Now I did a little video a while ago showing the before and our plans for the garden, but basically we are eventually going to get some topsoil because we've levelled out the garden, which was originally on 3 levels. But while we were away on holiday we chucked loads of grass seed down. Luckily it rained quite a lot and that's actually come up quite well, so it's not just a big dust patch like it was before, but at some point we know we can do a better job of making a lovely lawn before the kids then start playing football on it and probably ruin it all. But anyway, there'll be a moment where it looks good. So along the side we've just created this plant bed here, so we're going to continue just growing things up the shed, up the fence. It's doing quite nicely already, so more of the same. We've got a vine which is kind of going a bit crazy over here, which we need to sort out. Well, that's the general idea. Unfortunately we live near an aerodrome and an airport, so we constantly have aeroplanes, so I'm sorry about that. Now where most of the work's gone on this year really is sorting out the bottom of the garden and the bottom corner here. We had a shed here, we had a really old falling down fence there, and we had a load of lavandi trees along that. So it was quite a huge job getting rid of all of those, replacing the fence and building up the back because it drops at the back as well. So we had to buffer up the back, fill it all in, put a lot of concrete in, the soil that we had, do all of the groundworks basically to then make this patio happen. We built the retaining wall, and as luck would have it, bank holiday weekend, someone we know that's done some work for us before was free and texted us and said any work going. So instead of laying the patio ourselves, we had the luxury of someone else doing it, which was fabulous. I painted that little bench last night actually, that was my little effort. But I will talk through the preparation work that we did for the patio, because some of it's quite interesting, and the drainage, we've got it sloping down, we put some drainage in and so on. So I will do that in the patio video. But all that remains to really do in the garden now is to level out the rest of it, to get some nice grass growing, and to actually do the fun stuff like growing some plants. So we're pretty excited about that. So that's our progress recently. Obviously, as you can see from looking around, still lots more to do, but we're really happy to have these spaces that we can relax on a little bit, enjoy and recover from some of the previous work. We definitely found taking a holiday we came back a bit more engaged and excited about getting on with the project, but we've realised the value of living your lives and taking some breaks in between the work as well. So if you're doing your own project, I hope that that's going really well. I'd love to hear about your progress, and thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, of course give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and come back very soon. Bye bye for now.